Hey there, Taylor Elwood here, your mad scientist and magical experimenter. And today I'm doing a double video on YouTube and Facebook Live at the same time. And so I'm going to share with you something that, sorry for the camera here going a little wobbly. I'm going to share with you something that came up the other day. A friend of mine asked me, about, like how did you become successful with magic? And I thought it was an interesting question. I said, well, tell me, what's your definition of success? And they said, well, my definition of success is intention, using intention to manifest results. And I thought, that's an interesting answer. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you why success isn't enough, or why not a success, why intention isn't enough for manifesting results, and what you need in order to manifest results. Because intention is a very new agey term. You see it all the time in the New Age movement. You see intention this, intention that, law of attraction this, law of attraction that. If we have the right intention, things will manifest. And it sounds very nice, but the reality is that intention isn't all it's cracked up to be. Simply setting your intention doesn't mean anything. I can set my intention all day long, but if I don't do anything, then that intention isn't going to do squat. And what I see a lot of times is that people will set their intention, but they won't actually do anything else. Magic isn't based on just intention. Intention can certainly play a role in the sense that it's creating a focus of your attention, a focus of what you're doing. But you actually have to do something, and that's where we get into how you get results in magic. It's not just about setting intention, but it's actually the choice to take action. And the action is a combination of mundane and magical actions. In my guide, How Magic Works, which you'll see as a link either below or above, depending on which video or which medium you're watching, I talk about this more. But for all intents and purposes, what we need to understand is this. Setting intention is just the first step for making magic work. And if you're not willing to take any of the other steps, it doesn't matter how much intention you set, you're not going to get anywhere. If you want magic to work, you must map out a system that actually shows you how to take action and allows you to take that action consistently in order to get the results you're looking for. You also need to be able to define your results. A lot of people have very vague results when it comes to magic. They'll say, for example, I want a job. Well, if you want a job, the sky's the limit right there. That's a very vague statement. It doesn't mean anything when you're doing magical work. Because when you're putting magic out there to get a job, well, just any old job will do. If you're not going to define your result and define what you really want when it comes to a job, or anything else for that matter, then you're not going to get it. It's as simple as that. And I see people struggle with this all the time. They will try and shoot for some vague result, and then they'll get upset because they don't get the result that they're looking for. And the reason why is because they haven't defined the result. They haven't taken the time to figure out what it is they don't want as well as what they do want. They've set intention. This is what I intend, but they haven't defined what they don't want, and they haven't defined what they do want explicitly. And what they also haven't done is they haven't defined the actual steps and actions they will take in order to make that something happen. And let me be honest here, magic is something that occurs as a combination of mundane and magical actions. I can do a magical ritual or a spell to get a job, but if I'm not willing to take certain actions to help that magic ritual or spell along, then it's not going to work. And here's why. Because magic is really about stacking the deck of fate in your favor. It's stacking the odds in your favor, but you still have to do something. You still have to take action. And far too often, I see people who get into this idea of, well, I want to do magic and have it solve all my problems, but I don't want to have to do anything for it, anything beyond that. Well, hey, great. Glad you don't want to have to do anything beyond that, but guess what? You're going to get as little of the result that you're shooting for as the effort that you're willing to put in. And I'm not going to BS you here. I'm not going to say to you, oh, hey, if you do magic, you'll get everything your way. I'm going to tell you the honest truth. If you're willing to do magic, and you're willing to put in the effort, and you're willing to take the right types of actions, yes, you can get the specific results that you're looking for. And sometimes those results will come to you in ways you didn't expect. That's the beauty of magic. But you still have to take action. You still have to be willing to go out there and do some of that work on the mundane level. And so it's not enough to just set intention. Okay, we can set intention until our face is blue and it doesn't mean a damn thing. We have to be willing to do more than just set intention. We have to define our result. We have to define what actions we're going to be willing to take. And then we have to execute those actions. We have to do the magical working, but we also need to combine it with whatever mundane actions are necessary. That's how I've gotten the results that I've gotten in my life. I've used magic to stack the odds in my favor, and then I've taken the actions that I've needed to take. Now here's the interesting thing. A lot of times people want Hollywood magic. You know, they want the fireballs and lightning bolts and special effects and all that. Well, that's not how magic works. Sorry to tell you that, folks. It's not. Magic is a metaphysical technology that can help you turn possibilities into reality. And it can certainly align you with certain spiritual forces that'll work with you and help you to achieve those goals. But those spiritual forces are still going to expect you to do some of the work. I work with a spirit called Bune. And, you know, Bune's helped me out a lot. He's definitely given me some great advice and pointed me in some directions that I might have otherwise missed out on. But I still had to do the work. I still had to take actions. And that's how magic works. Magic works when you are willing to put the work into the process. It's not a cure-all. And if you think it's a cure-all, then, hey, I'm sorry to disappoint you. It's not. It's not going to work that way. Okay? So, don't just focus on setting intention, okay? Define your result. Define the steps you're going to take, magical and mundane, and then execute those steps. There's more to it than just that, but that's a very simple formula right there. And look, if you want to know how magic works, then check out my free guide, How Magic Works, which you'll find in the link below the video and or above, depending on where you're watching this. All right, thanks for watching, and take care, folks. And remember, it's not enough to just set intention.